So our first views of the beautiful Star Princess, and she is rather breathtaking. The parking lot was a little confusing as far as where you're dropped off from the shuttle. There will be a long line wrapped around some stanchions that is actually the line for people to use a shuttle to get back to the airport. So we have now found our way. And remember, this is our first time here at the Seattle Seaport, so we are learning as we go. And today was cruise embarkation day. We were picked up this morning by Seattle Shuttle, which is a shuttle service that we booked and paid for, I think, back in December. That shuttle service is a privately owned service. It is not affiliated with the cruise ship or our hotel. They did come pick us up at our hotel this morning, and it was a great, smooth experience. The driver was very kind, knowledgeable. He gave us a narrated tour on the way here. He was on time. He handled our luggage properly. The cost was about $50, if I remember correctly. Once we got off of the shuttle, we were directed to a line. That line will be queued based on your port arrival time. It's like 30-minute increments. And we stood outside in the shaded area, maybe 10 minutes tops. And once we were directed inside the building, the entire process took from the moment we got off of the shuttle to the moment we took steps onto the ship was less than 30 minutes. We have never ever had in all of our cruises an embarkation as quick as that. And I do attribute that to one thing. Let me tell you, this was the smoothest, quickest, easiest check-in and boarding process that we have ever experienced. It is basically like an Apple AirTag. I have it hanging on my lanyard. It has a little spot at the top that you can hook it onto whatever you'd like. I've seen people wear these on their watches today. I've seen bracelets. I've seen little clips that men have clipped to their lapels. We just choose to have ours on a lanyard because this is what we normally use. There will be a time in which, and it will be indicated on your Princess pre-cruise app, that you can request the medallion to be sent to your home. It is done several weeks prior to sailing. We received ours roughly about 2.5 weeks before we actually made this trip. Request it early to make sure that you get it. If you do not get it before your cruise, it will be available at the cruise port. However, be aware, those individuals had to go through a much longer line and did not get to get on the ship as soon as we did. So it was very handy to have this medallion early on. We are used to the card system. This will be the first time we've ever used the medallion, and so far we love this thing. It unlocks our room as we're walking up to the room. It does all our purchases on board just like the card. However, this thing is read from a card reader the moment we walk up, so there's no swiping it. Every now and then they'll have us lay it on a little device that reads it, but for the most part it picks it up as soon as we get near the wherever we're trying to pay. First steps on board. We're home for the next 7 days. Our first impressions of the ship were very positive. It is very, very clean. It is very bright. The spaces are all well lit. The decor is whites and creams and blues, and it is just a gorgeous ship. Now granted, the ship is new. It was just built last year. It has been sailing in the Bahamas and the Caribbean up until now, and they made the transit up here to Seattle, and we were actually on the inaugural Alaskan voyage for the Star Princess. This is the very first time it has ever been to Alaska. So everything's new, everything's fresh, everything still has the new smell. It is an absolutely beautiful ship. This will be our first time sailing from the port of Seattle here at Pier 91, and even the pier is very different than what we're used to. In the Caribbean, there is a certain feel there, but here in Upper Washington, you can see all the shrimp boats, all the ocean farers, and it just feels different. When we were sitting outside earlier on one of the pool decks, we actually saw a bald eagle fly overhead. Shortly after getting on board and doing a little bit of sightseeing, we went to find food, of course, and we ended up at the buffet, which is very unusual for us because typically we are not buffet people. The buffet on board the Star Princess, however, is an exception to that rule. The choices were extensive. The look, the quality of the food was very, very clean. It did not seem at all like cafeteria type food. It was a wonderful meal that we really truly enjoyed, and I even told Brandon that we may end up being more buffet people aboard this ship than we've ever been before. After we had a little sampling of some of the things on that, we found that the main dining room has lunch available at, I think 11:30 is when they opened. So we went to the main dining room just to check out their menu. When given a choice, we love to have meals in the main dining room. It did seem, however, that Princess does not offer as many choices on their Embarkation Day lunch menu as other cruise lines have in the past. Time to be honest, because I always want to be honest with you guys. The main dining room was not our favorite. It was not bad, but it was not as good as some of our other experiences on some of the other cruises that we have been on. That being said, we are going to give it another shot tomorrow at some point, whether it be breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I'm not sure yet, but we will retry it. And it may be just that we were tired. It may be that we had a little sample plate before we went in there. It may be for me that it was so heavy on the seafood, so it wasn't our best experience. It wasn't our worst experience either, but I think the buffet for us today was a better option. I ended up getting like a main course of macaroni and cheese, which was a little fancy macaroni and cheese. It wasn't like the kid style macaroni and cheese, and a piece of strawberry cheesecake, which was really good.
And a very good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is the captain from the bridge. Good news, the bunker barges are now departed, and we are clear to get underway. We sincerely apologize once again for the delay, and would like to reassure you that this will not impact our scheduled arrival in Ketchikan.
So sailaway was scheduled to be at 4 p.m. We did not actually get to leave until around 6. The barge tender, whatever the thing's called, the boat that refuels us, that parks right alongside us, was having some engine difficulty. So we could not pull away from them, because if we pulled away from them, our thrusters and whatnot would have pushed them up against the pier. So we had to wait an extended period of time, which, like I said, was 2 hours, for a tugboat to come and kind of rescue them and get them away from where we were and away from the docks so that we could leave safely. So it was a little bit of a delay, which wasn't terrible, wasn't the end of the world. We're having a great time no matter what we're doing on this boat.
Inaugural sailing to Alaska! On behalf of all of the crew, on behalf of the hotel general manager, on behalf of the captain, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your vacation, welcome to Alaska, and welcome to Star Princess!
Once they moved out of the way, I was looking very forward to hearing the Love Boat theme with the horns, the way Princess does. They did a traditional 3-horn blast like we have seen on other cruise ships, and I was waiting with bated breath and eagerness to hear this other sound, and it did not come. Brandon asked one of the crew members if we would indeed be playing that little tune, and he found out that Seattle has a noise ordinance, so we were not going to be playing that as we left. Unbeknownst to us, they were going to wait until we were further out in the water to play it, so I did not get to record it as I wanted to, as my plan was, because I was in the middle of eating a snack on a different deck, and they started playing it before I could get my camera out. So hopefully I will catch it in port when we stop again. When we booked this Alaskan voyage, we knew that we wanted to make this trip unlike anything else we had ever done before. While we have loved all of our warm weather cruises, this particular cruise was to be of epic proportions. Every detail, from our ship's choice, the excursions that we chose to do, even like our dining preferences, we all carefully thought about each detail. We picked Princess Cruise Lines based on recommendation from others, as well as the research that we had done during the months leading up to the trip. We knew going into this trip that we wanted a very laid-back, calm, relaxing, and educational experience. That being said, at 50, we were among the younger age demographic on board. I should, however, admit that we have a very old soul. The feel of each cruise that we have ever been on has been different. We have definitely taken our share of high-energy cruises. We were happy to see that while this ship had plenty of life, it was not a party atmosphere. Sailaway was still an exciting time, and everyone seemed to really enjoy the official beginning of our trip. You won't see the typical line dancing or Lido deck contests that are present on other cruise lines. And for an Alaskan voyage, this was perfect. Me personally, I'd rather save all of those activities for the Caribbean. Leaving Seattle and just taking all the scenery in that was surrounding us, that was absolutely gorgeous, did not prepare us for everything that we would see this upcoming week. Things that I cannot even describe, things that change our lives forever. So tonight we are having dinner at Sabatini's. It is an Italian restaurant that is part of the specialty dining here on board the Stark. I'm not going to try to pronounce the names of these dishes, but this is a shrimp and calamari appetizer. And I got a salad with balsamic vinaigrette dressing. Brandon ordered a stuffed tortellini shell. And I got the lasagna bolognese. Brandon got a cannoli. And I got tiramisu. So we did the upgraded package for this cruise just because it was a very special cruise. We did the Princess Premier package, which I can go into in more detail later. But the one aspect of the package that we wanted to talk about tonight was specialty dining. We are able to go to all the specialty dining restaurants at no added charge. So each night we've made our reservations. Tonight was at Sabatini's, which is an Italian restaurant. We like Italian food, but it's not something that we would go for at home traditionally, but we wanted to give it a try. So we went there. Beautiful restaurant. Service was great. The food was okay, and maybe it is, I like more of an Olive Garden style Italian food when I have Italian food. It was not bad, and please don't think that I'm complaining about it because it wasn't. It just wasn't quite what we had in our mind that we hoped to get. Brandon enjoyed his shrimp and his calamari. He got some type of cheesy pasta type dish that was on the so-so side. I had a lasagna, and when I tell you it had more meat than anything else, and I'm not a huge meat eater. I do eat meat, but this was like just loaded with it. So Brandon ate a lot of the meat out of my dish actually. I got a tiramisu for dessert, which was super sweet. It was super good, but I was super full, so I didn't eat the whole thing. And Brandon got a cannoli, and he did the same thing. This room is absolutely beautiful both day and at night.
Please put your hands together. Coming from Colombia, they are doing unstoppable.
I always seem to have an issue with trying to navigate around these ships. Initially, I depend on Brandon a whole lot. After a couple of days, once I've traversed the same paths a few times, it becomes more familiar. This ship seems to be laid out better than some of the older ships that we've been on. It still has those issues where you come to the end of a stairway and the room is blocked off and you have to go up a flight of stairs and over. And if you've cruised, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it is not by far the worst design layout we've ever had. The temperatures have already started dropping just a little bit. Now granted, this is evening, and when we were outside a little bit ago, I did have to have on a jacket because it is getting a little colder. There's a little nip in the air. Maybe it's just in my head because I know we're going to Alaska, but it is a little cooler, so we're expecting some cooler temperatures beginning tomorrow. We are full. We are blessed, we are excited, and I'm going to sign off for tonight. Oh, one more thing. When we got back to our room tonight after the show that we just attended, which was terrific, it was in the dome. Got some footage for that I'll show you. When we walked into our room, our beautiful balcony room, which we are already in love with, we realized that our room stewardess had already been back in here, and she had taken out the trash again. She had turned down our bed, she had removed the pillows and fluffed them and got it all ready for us, had closed the curtains, and just did an extraordinary job in making the room just very inviting tonight after a long day. So we are going to go to bed because it is, at least tonight, let's see, it is 15 minutes to 11, so we've done better because we've been in bed early the last 2 nights. So we are going to get some rest, and we're going to be ready for you tomorrow to see what adventures we have on the sea. It is a sea day, it is not a port day, so we will probably spend a lot of time in the thermal spa and more exploration of this beautiful ship, and I look forward to sharing it with you.